My daughter was just murdered. That from her job site. Back here she and murdered she. And what the people they know, that same man actually tried to cut a woman's throat already. Myself and former police, we were out there in my boat a couple of years ago. We were fishing, and there were news flash come over about this young lady who lost her life. And I really didn't pay any mind because of the fishing thing that was passing. And I love to listen to the 1 o'clock news. So I decided I would listen to the 1 o'clock news to hear what was going on. And when I heard it on the 1 o'clock news, I said, that's my daughter. And what I did is to tell my friend, pull in the nets, let me go. I never cursed this person yet, but out of that, I just let go a couple words that I shouldn't let go to him. And I then explained to him something happened, so he got to go to shore. And we did come ashore. When I come ashore, he tied up the boat. I tell him, well, you can take care of the fish there. And this, I was at the old District F police station on top of Harsel working as an island constable by night. So when I get to Tent Bay, they were van waiting for me. I went home, they take me home, I went home, bed, put on clothes. I went straight to the station. And the word was, they don't let you go from the station not till we say when. So I was at the station, there for a good little while. But there was a shop next door, and they were the shop down there where Winston Hall lost his life. I went there at that shop and I bought a pint and a half bottle of rum. And when I put it to my head, when I remove it, at least when somebody remove it, half of it were gone. So in this kind of incidents or accidents that happen, rum don't carry the pain. Rum just numb it for a little while. But when you wake up then the next day, you got to face reality. And that is one of the realities that I face. I'm a father who lost a girl child. When this girl was taken up from Chickmont up there, and when the gentleman carried her and offload some magazines and her, that was my girl child. And I made this promise that anything that I can do to help any young body from getting involved in that kind of way, I can do it. And that is what gave me the motivation and gave me the push to go there to help these young people. My name is Samuel Hackett, former Island Constable, usually attached to District F Magistrate Court. There's a District F Police Station, Horsell, St. Joseph. 2012, I was involved in an accident. And then late down 2012, 2013, I start back to work at the same police station in Horsell. And I was assigned then to work with a magistrate up there by the name of Larianne Smith Bovell. And during working in the court setting, I have seen a number of young people coming to the courts. And while they are coming to the courts, it was only their mothers and not the fathers. And I said to her one morning, Ms. Bovell, I have seen a lot of young people coming in the court system. We can do something about it. Her reply to me was, you're looking for work for me. And I did feel a certain way, but then the next morning she comes, she said, listen, I got a name for your program, Court Positive Intervention. That's the name of your program for these young people. I said, well, all right, I got some people that I would like to bring for you to see. She said, well, your time is 9 o'clock. Make sure the people get here for 9 o'clock in the morning. I will speak to them in her chambers before she starts court. And we had a number of parents from down in this district and otherwise who just get in contact with me, and I carried those children to see Miss Bovell. She sat down and she talked with them. And I can tell you it was a change in the life. Then we had a pastor by the name of Joel James. He was the pastor of the Seventh-day Adventist Church at Berea. A teacher by the name of Jonathan Lewis, and a lady by the name of Joel Boyce Hackett. We had those persons then, along with Lorianne Smith-Bovell and myself, we started to tackle these schools. What we went into Grantley Adams School and did was to ask some of the teachers to stop back, to help with the young people who was falling short in their schoolwork and thing, and that was a great success. Because I remember that we were doing some work there by the church, and some of those young guys come to help us. And Mr. Lewis take on one of them under his wings as an English teacher and learn him to form words and everything. And when Lewis would finish with him, he asked him to write a thank you note to the magistrate, because he was involved in a little something, but she didn't want the pressure, so we decided to take him and work with him. And that paid off. When he wrote that letter and handed it in to Mr. Lewis, for Mr. Lewis to hand Miss Bovell, when she read that letter, water come out her eyes, because she couldn't believe it. That was one of the same persons that people feel that was on the west side and now back here, right? And it paid off. We had a youngster from down in here that even through the same court program went and represent Barbados with water polo overseas, bring back a bronze medallion. And these things that paid off, and they're still paying off. There's another guy from Christchurch. I saw him one day and we were talking in the same court program. Trouble at school and trouble in the district. I sat down, I talked to him and the mother. And I tell the mother we'd like to have a hand on him. So she tell me, well, see what you can do to help him, because of the environment that he was in. I sat down and I talked with him, and there was a gentleman come down here scouting for talent. And I talked to the parents and thing about it. I know he's in the States playing football, got a scholarship and everything up there. He's living up there. He went back here recently to his grandfather's funeral and asked me to come up there. I went and he introduced me to his family as his father. And that caused a breaking down in the family, because he said, have not for me, he wouldn't know where part he would be today. Maybe in jail, maybe lost his life, he don't know. And I called his coach overseas and I talked to him, tell him what happened. And he tell me, get he on the next plane. Until he got some place to live, come. Next plane he was on and gone along back out. He up there, he doing very well. There was this youngster that I dealt with who stabbed another school guy. He went to school at Grantley Adams, and he went to Dodds. We went to the principal at Grantley Adams School, Mr. Brown, to speak to Mr. Brown about this guy, taking him back, giving him a second chance. And he really didn't want to buzz, but between Ronald Mears, Elder Lloyd Springer, and myself, we sat down, we speak to him. Yes, he take him back to school. He went back to school, but then now he find himself in some trouble that I don't believe that he should be involved in. Because when your son or any children of yours just come out of the law hand, you just try to steer them down a right path and not a wrong path. So he ended up going across Belleville, killing a gentleman across Belleville, and end up in jail. And although we were in jail, we still didn't leaving him out, because we were still getting contacts with him in jail, letting him know that all in lost. During the last election they had, the same youngster come out of jail. His father wasn't there to meet him. Even when he was in jail, the father was going looking for him. The mother is out of sight. So It just left that young man in a condition that I don't know how he did managing. But he were in jail. We heard that he was coming out. I went and I speak to a gentleman by the name of Richard Stout, who owned Prejudice Plantation. He's a gentleman who have bananas, plantains, name it, you have them plant down in there. And he said to me, Sammy, when he come out, he come to me. I got a job for you. He come out of jail, I take him down there, he went, and Mr. Stout gave him the job. The first time I known that an employee is pay a worker that anyone driver show up for him was that particular day. Because he gave him $100 and tell you, listen, this will help you buy lunch and different things. He was there working, he was working for a while. The father went down in there and caused confusion, and the boy just quit the job. He was back home up here, and I understand now that he disappeared from out here. But all I can do is hope and pray that the Lord will protect you, guide you, and bring you back to his natural strength. My belief is this, that to be in it, then you will see it. And if you're in it, you can't see it, right? In the court, you see a lot. The court system, for me, is another school. That is where I start then to deal strictly with the young people. Because if your mother gone along and left you and the father there and the father ain't care nothing about you, it's just on the other way side. Your grandmother, she may not be able. And a lot of us take our children and just throw them onto a bus or just throw them alongside the roadside. But we got to first remember that they're in ours, they're God-owned until God ready for them. So let us try, nurture and mold these children. And if we can do that, things can work out. So if you're a father figure, you have a girlfriend, you have 3 other children in the house, I do believe that all of you all should be sitting down at one table and having something to eat, something to drink, whatever the case may be. But not the outside child, that you can take that outside child and put it in a corner. Your children eating, and then the stepmother can look at the children and say, look at the boy and say, I was spitting this here and then give it to you to eat. He ain't a dog. He's just a natural human being. And when the boy come home, when the father come home then, and the son explaining then things to the father, then it is something else completely different. All of these is things that children come and relate to me. So the only thing that I could do then is to take them to the court with the 9 o'clock program that we had. Certainly that the magistrate would be able to sit down, talk with them, and guide them through it. And I'm telling you this here now, there's another magistrate out there by the name of Douglas Fredericks. He's doing the same thing. The same identical thing that Mr. Bovell left off, he come and he pick it up. Because when he come to St. Joseph, this is an area where he uses to set up tents in the area and get the magistrates to come in the area to talk to the family structures in the area about those children, crime, and different things like it. You had Larry Allen Smith Bovell, you had Magistrate Edward Walks, you had Magistrate Douglas Fredericks, and also the Attorney General, Dale Marshall. I usually get them come in and speak to the people in the district about their family. But to be honest with you, I love what I'm doing with the young people. We talk to the young people, we show them the difference between good, bad, and evil, but we can only talk with them and show them, but we cannot control them because we don't be there with them 24/7. But a lot of these young people out here, without their fathers, there's broken homes, and these people crying out for help. There's certain people that would help them, and the next setting can help them. And all like no, so it's still going on in the court setting, because I just see it whenever I in the court. I see it. This district that we living in down here, something happening, Parents call me, talk to me, tell me, "So what you could do to help? So how you could point this boy in the right direction for me?" And it paying off. I can say this here with a positive attitude right now, that the amount of young people who we used to see going to District F Magistrate Court from down here is zero. Zero. I will see more young people from Lamens, Sugar Hill and those areas than down here. Not even some of the, when I say the young people like over 30s and under that there would have to be cases that they had up there that are still in the system, that they're trying to get out the system right now. But I haven't seen a lot of new cases with the folks from down here ending up before the magistrate. Yeah, because of the work that I'm doing in the district. What I also does is, I will leave this section for him, but what I also does is, I just want you to give me a time of yours where we can sit, we can have a one-on-one chat. Let me know your problems. Then you can tell me your problems. If I don't know the solution, I have Jonathan Lewis there. I have the same Lloyd Springer there. The same magistrates that I call, I have them, that I can ask them to help me with this solution to solve this problem. Seldom fail. Seldom fail. And that is what paying off that got this district down in here now the way that it is.
My name is Lloyd Springer, and like Samuel Hackett, I'm a member of the Berea Seventh-day Adventist Church. I'm a retired social worker. I worked for many years with the Welfare Department and subsequently with the National Disabilities Unit. I'm also the author of the book Fatherhood in the Neighborhood. And primarily I have been encouraging and supporting Mr. Hackett in his endeavors and his endeavors community, as well as a former member of the court system, kind of blend very well. So we, as part of the Men's Fellowship, we do quite a lot of work with the probation department, the magistrate court, and in the community. And my role primarily is as a counselor. Mr. Hackett would be there in the court system every week, and the cases that would be referred to him, I would assist in counseling the youngsters who incidentally have been almost always male. And as was mentioned by Mr. Hackett, the major problem appears to be parenting. And in same parenting, lack of the father figure, lack of support from the fathers. So we try to instill good disciplinary measures in these youths that we come across, that are referred to us. And also there are some persons who we deal with directly from the community, where they're like walk-ins, where the mother will say, "Look, I hear what you all are doing and I would like my child to be part of the system." I can also mention like some, go into examples, success stories where a youngster would have a serious anger management problem and would scare the mother and the other siblings and so on. And after some counseling, we see a lot of improvement. The mother will say, "Okay, things are going a lot better now." And the sports program that was used on more than one occasion, there are also some persons who have been placed into vocation school programs or with as apprentices with carpenter, mason, joiner and so on. And so it is like a complete package. We not only go into the courts, but we counsel, we have one-on-one sessions with the persons, with their families. And the system has been going so well that my understanding is that there's the possibility that what we're doing could be used as a pilot project and have it extended to other courts. the other court systems throughout Barbados, but the magistrate system and the court, they have elaborated on what he said, in that District F hardly sees persons coming from St. Elizabeth Village, Bathsheba, Tent Bay, Phillips Road, and so on, like they used to. So what Mr. Hackett is doing, and what we have been supporting him in doing, has been paying off from our individual standpoint as well as from the magistrate's viewpoint. As I mentioned, the system needs more persons doing their job as family members, but especially as parents. And we have seen that the fathers are either absent or not involved, and we would hope that they could do more, they would step up. Incidentally, the crime situation throughout Barbados appears to be related to the family situation, the parental situation.
Only yesterday we was over here by the primary school cleaning up the bush and thing around the primary school. And a gentleman come to me. He said, boy, it's one thing with you. When you want something, it has got to finish. It got to finish. And I get tired of seeing, you got these young people down in here. I don't know how you got that leash under, but I want you to keep it there. Because we don't get the kind of problems that we used to get from the young people. And that day made me feel proud. It made me feel that I am doing something to help with the young people in the district.